Good Friday morning and welcome to 5 on Your Feed. I'm Allie Corey.
And I'm Tracy Hinson. Thanks for joining us while you're scrolling on your phone while we bring you some of today's headlines.
And they are pretty heavy today. Our top story on our website this morning is an investigation out of Eureka. You may have seen that alert get pushed to your phone if you have the 5 on Your Side app. It's absolutely heartbreaking. This morning,
a sad one.
The Eureka community is mourning the loss of one of its seniors, senior Kiley Kennedy. Police say someone found her body around 7 a.m. Wednesday morning along Highway 100 at Country Air Drive in Pacific, right near the entrance of Victory Gardens Mobile Home Park. Our crews there have found that a small memorial has grown last night. And this morning, police are treating her death as a criminal investigation. Our sources are telling us that police have 2 juveniles in custody, including the person who is suspected of shooting Kennedy. So here's what we know about Kennedy's final moments. According to a neighbor who lives nearby, that neighbor says they woke up around 5 a.m. on Wednesday to the sound of a gunshot and then heard what sounded like 2 people arguing. Police, by the way, are expected to announce more details today. Kennedy was 18 years old. She loved to play sports at Eureka High School. She was on the wrestling team. She played field hockey, and she loved photography. So just extremely tragic there. And, they have 2 suspects in custody, so I believe we'll learn much more today. It sounds like they likely have the information that they need.
Which I guess is good. It's not an open case, but still just so sad, and so sad for the students around her. High schoolers aren't meant to lose their friends.
No,
and no one really is, but high schooler.
And Tracy, the Rockwood School District, they recently lost a teacher unexpectedly, and so they're going through a tough time. There are grief counselors that are there for students and for staff, if need be, to help them during this tough time.
It's been a busy time for those grief counselors with Rockwood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, another story we're following this morning, the investigation into the death of a St. Louis County detective, Antonio Valentine. Now, friends are remembering that detective. He died in a crash on Wednesday afternoon when a stolen car slammed into his police vehicle. The squad car became a memorial for Detective Valentine. Now, services for him have been scheduled for December 9th and 10th. Visitation is from 5 to 8 on the 9th at the Lane Renaissance Chapel. His celebration of life is next Friday at 9 a.m. at Cathedral Basilica. The other officer who was in the crash with Valentine survived and is recovering from minor injuries. Now, the driver of that stolen car that hit Valentine's died later that day. We did talk to some of his friends from the flag football league he was with, and, just really sweet. These are these big, tough football player guys, crying, saying that he'll leave, a hole in their heart and that they'll miss him so much. And he was just a great guy. So
I know you were covering this story this morning, and just hearing the things that people said about him. I mean, one of the gentlemen said he was the kind of person who quietly did incredible things behind the scenes and never really wanted recognition for it.
Yeah, the amount of people who've come to talk about him just tells you what kind of a guy he was. So
and a life of service and a Iraq War veteran. I mean, just a remarkable gentleman. So I can only imagine how many people are going to show up for those services.
Absolutely.
Quite a few. Well, today friends and family will say goodbye to one of 2 MoDOT workers struck and killed last month in South County. James Brooks will be laid to rest at Lane Renaissance Chapel in North County this morning. Brooks and another MoDOT worker, Caitlin Anderson, were killed during a striping project on Telegraph Road. Anderson was laid to rest last week. A 3rd MoDOT worker was also injured. So far, no charges have been filed against the driver.
A scary situation out of North St. Louis County this morning where a house caught fire. It happened on Country Lane Woods Street in Blackjack. Firefighters say the fire started on the back deck, then spread to the back of the home just before about 5:30 this morning. Luckily, no one was injured. No word on what could have sparked that fire.
Let's take a look at some of the other top stories now that are gaining a lot of momentum online and really all across the country, starting with the growing number of confirmed Omicron cases in the U.S. It was expected, but it's still unnerving. Health officials have now discovered the virus in California, Colorado, Minnesota, New York, and Hawaii. In New York, health officials have detected 5 cases. 4 are in the New York City area, 1 on Long Island. New York City's health commissioner says the cases indicate community spread. The infected people in California and Colorado were both travelers who had recently returned from Southern Africa. Both were vaccinated but had not received their boosters. The man who tested positive in Minnesota was vaccinated and boosted. He had traveled to New York City where he attended a convention there. Now, the infected person in Hawaii was not vaccinated and had been infected with COVID once before. They had not traveled, which indicates community spread there. The president has revealed his plan to battle a winter surge. One new benefit, the costs of in-home COVID tests will be reimbursable through your private health insurance. So that is expected to begin in late January. Plus, 50 million free tests will be distributed to community sites in rural areas. On the vaccine front, the White House says nearly 2.2 million doses went into arms yesterday, including more than 1 million booster shots. That's actually the largest 24-hour total in more than 6 months.
Well, this one we've been following for a while now, and a lot of you are getting fired up over Alec Baldwin's comments following the deadly October shooting on the set of his movie Rust. He says he feels incredible sadness and regret, but not guilt. Baldwin also revealing that the victim, cinematographer Helena Hutchins, was the one who asked him to point the gun just off camera and towards her armpit before it went off. Baldwin says Hutchins told him to pull the hammer back, which he did, and the gun went off. The actor added, quote, "Someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but it is not me." Baldwin says it's essential for investigators to find out who put the live round in the gun he fired. Director Joel Souza was also injured that day.
Wow.
It's been an ongoing couple months now we've been following.
It has, and I'm sure we're going to learn more and more details about this.
Yeah,
it's
certainly some footage I'm sure will come out at some point.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, why don't you talk about the weather?
I feel like I should, but we have Anthony here to talk about the weather.
Happy Friday. We've made it to the weekend, and we are expecting another delightful day across the bi-state. Sunshine, warm temperatures. Winds today out of the southwest at 5 to 15. Numbers will be in the 70s here in St. Louis for the day ahead. Tomorrow's colder, and then on Sunday we're watching a system that develops right on top of us. So there will be some showers around Sunday evening. That pushes away from Monday, and then next week is colder and another chance of perhaps even more rain as we head towards Tuesday night into Wednesday. So the weekend's a colder one. 50s tomorrow, 60s Sunday.
You were going to ask me.
So do you agree with Anthony's forecast?
Yes, I do. We took the chance for a little bit of a rain-snow mix out of the forecast. I wish it was in there. But
I know, this snow lover
I
right
agree.
here. So are you upset about the 70 degrees that we've been having?
I'm not upset, but I would love some snow.
Right, you're ready for it.
I'm ready for some snow. My friends in Michigan are getting some snow.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it, you know.
Sooner or later, it'll be here.
It's nice. I went for a ride at Queenie Park, but I'm like, it's also December.
Right.
And my ice skates and my snow skis are awfully lonely.
Yeah, they're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, for days, we've been telling you gas and utility prices are increasing this winter. Ameren, Illinois wants you to help save a few bucks by giving you a free smart thermostat. The company is offering customers within select zip codes to get Google Nest thermostats at no cost. Ameren says with a smart thermostat, you can save up to about $180 per year. You have until the end of the year to go get one, but not everyone is eligible, so check to see if your select area qualifies. Now, if you live in Alton, Beeson, Beaverville, East St. Louis, Caseyville, Carbondale, Centralia, or Madison with the zip code of 62060, you can get a free smart thermostat.
How about it? You get a free one.
I know,
Excited.
not bad.
Those
Those
feel
are
like
good.
Oprah this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
You get
Google
a
Nest
thermostat.
one, that's just a great, platform too. That's a good one.
For free, and you save all that money? Yeah. I love it. Hey, many of you are interested in the push to get recreational marijuana back on the ballot in Missouri.
This was a story I actually covered yesterday. So the group Legal Missouri 2022 is trying to get more than 90,000 signatures from just the St. Louis area. Now, if they get enough signatures, their proposal would end up on next year's November ballot. They're also pushing for criminal reform around some marijuana convictions. Right now, only medical marijuana is legal in Missouri. Recreational is legal in Illinois. So yeah, they have to get 90,000 in the St. Louis area, but then they still need to get hundreds of thousands more across the rest of the state. And as far as something a voter initiative on the ballot, those rarely pass. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes.
We have seen firsthand the impact that it's had in Illinois, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, to see your neighbor roll it out, and it's been successful as far as how much money it's brought in.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to take a closer look at if there have been other negative impacts.
Yeah, and
what else
criminal
they've seen.
reform with potentially passing it, they're in this ballot, they're also, or in this proposal, they're trying to expunge past, minor marijuana possession charges, which does contribute to quite a few people who are incarcerated around Missouri.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see where this will go.
Yep,
All right.
sure will.
An Israeli company just opened $18 million meatless meat plant in South City. Look at this thing. Israel Chemicals Limited. It's a new 10,000 square foot facility. It's in the city's Carondelet neighborhood here. At full capacity, the plant is expected to produce more than 15 million pounds of alternative protein each year. The
Okay.
company's North American headquarters, by the way, in Creve Coeur.
I think that's a sign of the future.
I think so too.
Really, I like the
Have you ever
Impossible
had?
meat.
Okay, I was going to ask you if you tried it.
I love it. I've had like the Impossible breakfast sandwich at Starbucks. One of my favorite things at Joey B's for breakfast on their brunch menu, it was an Impossible hash. It's delicious.
And honestly, now if Rennie were on set right now, he would say, "No way, I'm not giving up my real meat." But I've tried it before too. I think it's good,
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference, really.
and it's better for you.
Yes.
So.
And
there's
I
that.
thought maybe there'd be less iron in one of those products. There was
Yeah.
actually more compared to the ground beef I was comparing it to.
So there you go.
Yeah, so there you go. Now this one I've been.
I know you
I'm
love this.
such a nerd.
Yeah.
Now there are some fun things happening around town this weekend. Maybe you're looking for something a little Jurassic to do with the family.
Yes.
The Gateway Convention Center in Collinsville is going prehistoric for the all-new Dinosaur Adventure. The one-of-a-kind exhibit features life-size dinosaurs that come to life,
Wow.
as well as fossil crafting, jeep rides, obstacle courses, and, okay, this one's my favorite, dinosaur rides.
Stop.
Yes, I love it. Now it's all happening all day on Saturday and Sunday. Tickets are required. Well, it's a First Friday all about the Force at the St. Louis Science Center. Star Wars Boba Fett and the Mandalorians is happening tonight from 5 to 9. Discover the real science behind the series with educational activities, a lightsaber demonstration,
Ooh.
and a building-wide game, or test your knowledge at trivia.
I would do terrible.
Me too. I mean, I love those series, but it is hard for me to follow.
Uh-huh.
There'll also be a live taping of Geek Universe with Jim Yelton. Don't forget to keep an eye out for Grogu, of course.
Okay.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, Charm Me Sweet Candy Store in South City wants you to celebrate a sweet tradition that starts with a shoe.
Oh.
Now, we did this one when I was in grade school. It's St. Nicholas Day. Now, just leave a shoe at the store off Macklin tomorrow between 11 and 2, and when you come back Sunday, you'll find it full of treats from St.
Oh,
Nicholas.
I love that.
Now, that event is free for all ages. Isn't that great?
So you actually did this in grade school?
We'd leave our shoes outside the building, outside our classrooms. They'd close the windows. I think we'd watch a kid's movie, and then when we'd open the windows, St. Nicholas would have left a bunch of treats in our shoes.
I love that.
It was
That
really
is so
fun.
cute. All right, well, this might be my favorite story of the morning. It is a warning that we give you every Christmas, but this year it's just a little more catchy. Take a look.
We love the switch. So when it gets pouring, you need to hide or crush, y'all. Box, 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 from the bad guys.
From the back. I mean, this is so creative. These guys are from the South Lake Police Department in Texas, and they really channeled LMFAO for the holiday warning. So basically, they're telling you that after you open your gifts, you should break down the boxes and put them in your trash can and keep all the big boxes inside or behind a fence until trash pickup, out of sight of potential thieves who see those empty boxes and they're like, oh, what's that? You got a new 72-inch flat screen? I'm gonna come on in. But how creative.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. And this was something I didn't really know. I knew to get them off of your porch right away. I didn't even think about throwing them away, revealing what's in your house.
Don't you want to get rid of all those boxes because they're cluttering? So you just
I
you
sure
take them
do.
outside, and if they don't fit in the trash, you just leave them there. But then you're basically telling thieves what's inside.
I got new, which I'm sure no thieves would want, but I got new insulated water buckets for the barn.
Oh, wonderful.
They came in a box as big as this table,
Yeah.
2 of them, and I'm like, this is crazy.
And you were so excited.
Well, yeah, it was really
Well, Star was
excited.
excited, your horse.
Yeah,
Right.
he'll be happy to have them this winter. I hope they work. We'll see.
All right. Well, Tracy, this was fun today. Thanks for
Yeah,
hanging
sure
out.
was.
Thank you all for hanging out. We hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Have you seen what it says behind it?
Yes.